for the most part. We're all planning, picking up where we left off last week. Speaking of, I would love a recap of what happened the last time we played with our hirelings.
We took some kneecaps.
You did take some kneecaps.
And then you gave them back. And then you took them away again.
Just like my hopes and dreams.
That's true. Also, I just want to double check quick because I don't think I heard Mud earlier. Mud, can we do a quick sound in? Perfect. Thank you. I didn't want to find out that you were talking. We were just not hearing you. So you took some kneecaps. Whose kneecaps did you take, return, then take again? What's the story there?
We took Jas. That was his name?
Yes, Jas the Shadow Knife.
Shadow Knife. Yeah, there we go. He was a changeling. We took his kneecaps and interrogated him for the password. With varying degrees of interrogation of mind games and physical torture. Eventually, we got the password to the orb crystal thing.
The Stone of Galore.
Stone. And while we found out the password, we also learned that he was the one that set us up on this wild goose chase to begin with. And he was hired by Emerald Claw, I believe that's the people, to get this stone, and instead he wanted to double cross them and get the stone for himself, because whatever the stone led to is probably more important or worth more than what they were hiring him to do. And that's where we came in, and then we decided to fast track it and not do that and get this password out of him anyways. And then now we're in the stone. And we did the ritual and said the password and got teleported to treetops and eagles. And after our last diplomatic encounter, Leo decided to have a more peaceful diplomatic encounter with the eagles, thereby bypassing all of that, putting us down in the middle of the trunk of the tree. And then we started exploring the hollow depths and eventually came across a green dragon, I believe, with some illusionary shenanigans at first until it's finally made itself known. And now it's starting to currently eat all of our asses because of layer actions.
Layer actions, they are a doozy. Especially when paired with legendary actions.
Yes.
It's almost like I don't need any minions at all. That said, though, excellent recap. Botan, go ahead and add an inspiration to your sheet if you don't have one already.
Thanks, buddy.
I think that was pretty succinct. That covers it. Does anybody disagree or would like to add more? Because if not, I believe it is then Leo's turn if we want to get right into it. Are we ready to begin?
Sure. How high is he? Can't read that. 10 feet?
10 feet, and you are a scorpion.
Can I jump as a scorpion and hit him with my stinger?
Yes, as a scorpion you can climb too.
Oh, wow.
He is like perched on the side of this vine wall.
Oh, I'm climbing up that fucking thing. Let's go. I'm gonna get right up next to him.
The scorpion ascends.
Can I get on this side of it? Not that it'll help, I suppose.
Oh, also sorry. I got to change Pirate Steve. I'm very sorry. You fell unconscious. Changelings revert back to their state 0 when they fall unconscious.
Yes.
I'll make my 3 attacks, 2 claws, and 1 stinger. It's my multi-attack. So
Get him.
first claw. I clicked it. Did it go? Or not?
Oh, there it is.
Second claw. And sting. Needs to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
If it hit, which unfortunately the dragon's scales are too tough
Yeah.
for you to pierce through with those 3 attacks.
And then the burb is gonna fly on down here. I think he's too big for us to get any kind of flanking, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Or I suppose it's too tight of a spot there for the bird to actually get into them.
Oh no, that's fine. If he wants to get like here, for example, that's fine.
That's what I was thinking. I saw the rock there. So. Okay, and then he'll make his 2 attacks. Let's hope something lands at some point here. Eagle makes 2 attacks. One with beak, one with talons. Great. Here comes the beak. Here comes.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I didn't make those with advantage, but that's fine.
Oh no, pardon. What I meant to say was, flanking bonus is possible with the numbers you have,
No,
but not with. Yeah. You are not currently flanking. He's still too big, but more pairs might be able to even it out.
Fair enough. And then that is my turn.
A Botan.
Charm just means I can't attack the dragon, but I can move towards it. That's feared. Oh,
I can't see. That's why I was there.
You can't attack the Charmer
uh-huh.
or target the Charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects.
Uh-huh.
The Charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
Okay.
So I couldn't have climbed up there as the scorpion and attacked him. I was trying.
That's fine. You didn't hit, so it's fine. We can still say you attempted. But the Drake just looked so wondrous and awe-inspiring that you had to. That's why you missed. You tried to attack, but you just couldn't.
This is extremely retroactive, but Botan, are you an elf?
No, I'm a lion.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh, you think I'd have advantage on the save? Yeah, no.
Wait a second.
If Botan were Shino, then yes.
That is correct.
Do furbolgs have something for charmed? I don't think so. Never mind.
They have giant ancestry, not fey ancestry, I don't think.
I did take the Fey thing, but I think it gave me Misty Step, so yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know my damage modifiers would go on that roll. But I can heal Pirate Steve for 9, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Glade, you are back up.
Whee!
You are no longer prone, and you are no longer afraid.
Whee!
Get back in the fight, buddy. We got kneecaps.
Oof. My kneecaps. They hit.
Not yours. I think I'm gonna.
I like how Glade is like a natural yes-ander.
Just gonna hide back here. I don't have much I can do with the bonus action, I believe, and I'm at good amount of HP. Is it an interact with object to hand someone a potion?
Yes,
Because I'm not feeding them the potion. I'm just handing it to them.
correct.
Okay. Pirate Steve, do you want a potion of greater healing?
For the record, before you respond,
Uh,
Botan, you know you're not looking at Pirate Steve. You're looking at Glade.
I know.
Okay. I
But
also like
once-
this idea of Botan like easing Glade in. Like, no, you're still totally Pirate Steve. This is fine. Don't go into shock.
I actually have the intelligence to back it up. My stupidity. Potion of greater though. Pirate Steve / Glade.
Yes, please.
Okay. I will hand one of my own to you.
You know what? Glade, give me a perception check. You still think you look like Pirate Steve.
All right.
I mean, you just woke up, right? You're still a bit disoriented.
Yep. It kind of dips into a little bit of Madame Rouge. Oh, never mind.
I am good. I'm good. I don't think there's much of a bonus I have, so I'm done. That's all my movement. I'm not a rogue. I can't dash.
Okay, give me a will save. Actually, I would like a will save from Leo as well. Oh, will save, wisdom save. God damn it.
I don't think that's
Same.
enough.
Same diff. Wisma.
Same
Okay.
difference.
Wow.
We're still charmed.
Got a +9. I still got a 13.
That's fine.
That's annoying.
It is annoying. You're still not gonna have charm for very much longer though. So you should be good. The dragon is going to use his legendary action, one of his legendary actions, to make a perception check. Okay, he is aware that Glade has been revived. He kind of like looks right past Grunt and Botan, like you can see, like you make eye contacts with the extremely handsome dragon. And you know, despite being charmed by him, right? He might have schemes to do Glader or Grunton. Not you right now, obviously. There's some chemistry between the two of you right now, but like your friends, that might be like a different thing.
Yeah.
Any movement or anything?
No, I've hit my movement.
Okay. Grunt. You were just hit with poisonous breath. You're not feeling too good. You still have your spiritual weapon and your spirit guardians up.
Can I reroll the damage on my spirit guardians?
Absolutely. Let's see that max damage.
Yeah, that's pretty damn.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Rolling with a 26 for spirit guardians. Your rats and pests and other like kitchen varmints Oh my god! You get him in the Spirit Guardians. Alright, so he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Boom, 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 boom. What's your DC?
16.
16.
Oh
He
my god.
fails. So he's going to use one of his legendary resistances. He's going to take half of that damage.
That's the first one?
That is the first one.
Okay, I didn't know if I was getting my dragon encounters mixed up.
And that's going to heal me.
16, baby! Feels good. What's next for the Grunster?
I'm gonna bonus action shift for 13 temp.
Very good.
And that would be the end of my turn.
Got it. Round 3 with the start of round 20. Leo and Botan, neither of you are attracted to the dragon anymore through magical means. I'm not going to determine your preferences outside of that. Well, you guys decide what you want.
Okay.
He uses bonus action to shift instead of spiritual weapon.
Oh.
Spiritual weapon's also here for like 9 more turns, so it doesn't require concentration.
Yeah, I forgot it requires a bonus action.
I should have had the dragon do a wing attack at the end of Grunt's turn, but I forgot. So we're gonna let that stand. There is a layer action that goes off. Hmm. There is only one left. Right. So almost instinctually, possibly out of the dragon's personal control. The layer itself seems to spring to its defense.
Uh-oh.
A wall of vines erupts between you and it, Grunt. It is it's about the length of that icon there. But it is about 10 feet tall. So it is obscuring your vision. To a point. It's 10 feet tall, and looks to be about 5 feet thick, and it is blocking line of sight. However, the dragon is so big that you can see part of it over the wall. And your spirit guardians is also 15 feet tall. So it's still within that field. But I am going to need Leo. Leo and Grunt. And technically the eagle, it's a little bit. It's like the eagle's would be right on the, because it needed to melee attack, so it'd be 15 feet tall. And it is still technically adjacent. I would like the 3 of you to roll a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 15.
There's a me. Oh no.
Ooh, ooh.
And the eagle. 1 second.
The eagle evades the spiky vines that grow from the wall. Grunt and Leo, you'll be taking 18 piercing damage.
Okay.
It is possible to move through the wall. Doing so because of the thorns will more than likely do damage. It'd be willing damage to just pass through. You can also attack it.
Isn't Wall of Thorns once if you're traveling through it is considered difficult terrain as well?
It is considered difficult terrain as well, but it's only 5 feet thick.
Yeah.
So actually, let's give it a quick health bar. It will have certain resistances and immunities and vulnerabilities. Its health is also indicative of 10 foot wide sections. So if you do X amount of damage, if you deplete its HP, then that is for a 10-foot long section of wall that you bring down, unless via other circumstances. Okay, then it is the dragon's turn. Dragon needs to make a wisdom saving throw. It is going to use its second legendary action, legendary resistance, to have that damage. But it takes that damage. Doesn't like it. It is then going to make 3 attacks. The eagle managed to harm it. So it will be targeting the eagle.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's still on.
Is it? That's 27 damage.
It has 28 HP, I think, so. Let me check. 26. Yeah, it's dead. Sorry. I thought it was higher than that. Yeah.
Well, it's returned to its plane. We've had this conversation. It's fine.
Goodbye, Eagle. Eagle.
It's then gonna try and eat you, giant scorpion.
Yeah.
You will be taking 16 piercing. But also, I believe
Yeah, we're no longer.
giant scorpions don't have immunity to poison. They should, don't you think? Yeah, that's 25 damage altogether. The excess is going to bleed over into Leo.
So 19 to me. Yummy.
Correct.
And then, yeah, you can just take that scorpion away, I guess.
The dragon is then going to move. Dealing with difficult terrain. It is going to scuttle over the vine wall here and to try to get a better look at this situation that has suddenly shifted. Glade, it is your turn.
All right. Well, we are going to
Pirate Glaive.
we're gonna stay in glade form, but I am gonna throw up my with dancing lights so that I can see again. Yep, that's a cantrip. Ah, wonderful. And then we're gonna take a couple steps forward so I can see around. Actually, we're gonna bonus action hide. Boop. And then I think that is it for now.
Okay.
Actually, I am. Can I? Um, am I able to drink my potion as an object interaction?
It is an action or a bonus action.
Darn. Well, I hope
Well,
I
what do
don't
you do
get
for your action?
I cast cantrip,
Oh, yes.
dancing lights, so I can see,
And you hid.
and I hid.
Yes, good. Any movement or anything?
Nope. We're stand put right here.
Leo, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, what do I have here? Well, I've got my once a day Misty Step. Is that a bonus? I can't remember.
It is a bonus.
Okay, that's good. Oh, but I can't do 2 spells at once. So
Yeah, you can.
I haven't done the spellcaster in so long that it's...
I wonder what would happen if you, like, as a druid, you misty stepped, or if you had polymorph, you misty stepped on the back of a dragon, just like transformed into an elephant.
Well, let's find out.
Oh no! I did not mean to suggest that.
I do have polymorph. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna play around with this. I'm gonna Misty Step onto the back of that dragon. I'm gonna polymorph myself into. What's the biggest thing I could polymorph? Anything, right? I don't remember the rules of polymorph.
Big old dashing T-Rex.
Yeah, it's a CR of 8 or less, so T-Rex.
Yep.
There's a killer whale too, or a whale that's fucking huge.
Okay. All right, but
There's
we all,
technically like a Brontosaurus too that's even bigger than the T-Rex, but that's some weird offshoot from
I'd,
Monster
I'd,
Manual.
I'd like to be something that's useful instead of flopping around on the ground once we fall. You know what I mean? So T-Rex it is. Yeah, I will polymorph myself and do a T-Rex.
Here we are yet again on the
Second.
stage of Broadway.
Shout out to Teddy for giving me such an awesome idea.
I immediately regret it.
I was just gonna bring more eagles in, but you did this for me. All right.
Well, he's gonna have a strength saving throw.
Okay. Do you have T-Rex feet? Sure we do. Tyrannosaurus Rex. There it is.
Okay. So you don't immediately pin him prone. So we're gonna make it a grapple check. So I'm going to need an athletics. If you don't have athletics, then it's strength for the Tyrannosaurus versus the green dragon.
Just one moment to pull up the sheet. I haven't grabbed it yet. Oh,
Gonna have a high DC. But we're officially in kaiju fight territory.
good. Come on, sheet. Open. Open. There we go. All right, so it's just a strength check then with the T-Rex. Because he doesn't really have.
Correct.
Here it goes.
Versus 25.
No.
So the dragon is going to shrug you off.
Okay.
Buck you off, and it turns its head and snarls at you. You have drawn the dragon's blood, and you, as a T-Rex, can smell that.
Yummy.
So visually, over top of this wall, the rest of you are seeing a bearded T-Rex snapping its jaws and picking a fight with the green dragon, and it sure has the green dragon's attention.
I'm gonna do that
sorry?
famous. I'm gonna do that famous Jurassic Park T-Rex roar. You know,
Oh yeah.
Just loud
So-
as shit.
I guess the dragon has no recourse. But to do this, I need a dexterity saving throw from the T-Rex,
Memento.
and the dragon is going to shoot up an additional 20 feet. It would be more.
Probably should have picked something that flies.
Okay, you got big legs. You can jump.
Can I jump that high? We don't know.
What's the vertical on a T-Rex?
You ever seen a T-Rex ninja guiding his way up the side of a wall?
You're about to.
Well, polymorph was your action.
Misty Step to get on top of it was my
Right.
bonus action. So
Botan.
Dragon is in the air, so I can see him even though I can't see him.
Well, let's see. You have dark vision?
Well, the root is blocking my actual vision. but he is in
Um,
the air.
But do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes.
Okay. So I physically cannot see him because of the root, but I'm sure I can see him because he's flying.
Also, spiritual weapon has illumination, so let me set up that up for you. A glowing spatula.
Where is it? Here it is. And a bonus action steady aim.
Very good.
You gain advantage. I will sharpshooter with said advantage. And
Wow.
it's a 25.
Yeah, that hits. Fucko.
Click. 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 Yep, that's all of my clickables. Wee! Wow, that's bad damage. It's okay.
Still 23.
And then I'll take a second shot at normal. 16.
That's gonna miss.
Gonna miss. Then I will action surge
Yes.
and just take a couple more pot shots. That's gonna miss. Ooh.
You do have that Inspiriton.
Yeah. Last time that was gonna jam my gun, so let's not do that. 20? Dirty?
20 is going to hit.
Really rolled a 1 on my hunter's mark. Wow, man, my damage is ass. And my last attack. 18.
18 is going to miss.
That's right, it's at a 19.
But y'all know what?
You
have collectively done enough damage that the dragon's wings are tattered, so it is going to fall to the ground. And it is grounded.
Oh.
It only has its walking speed until it gets some healing.
Oh.
Dragon salad. Yummy, yummy.
Well, there you go. That is me because I can't move and I don't have anything for a reaction currently.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw from Glade?
Ugh. I suppose.
Hey, you are not leaving this fight with tinnitus.
Oh,
Well done.
I see.
There's not going to be any I'm not going to punish. No, that's a joke. There's no risk for tinnitus, I promise.
Can I just change it to someone who doesn't have tinnitus?
I'm not sure that's how that works.
I did just fire essentially a 50 cal right next to you 4 times.
Grunt, it's your turn.
Finish him.
Can I roll to determine what the plant is or what its weaknesses are?
You know what? Sure. Give me a nature check.
Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look very tough, right? A couple solid hits could probably it's just plants, right? Like a good machete and some dedication will get you through it. Like you could, in theory, just walk through. You take damage if you just force your way through, but you can also like attack it and hack it away and create an opening with some actions. It is a plant. Looks like a dry plant. So bludgeoning doesn't look like it's going to do very much, and piercing doesn't look like it's going to do very much, but fire will fuck it up real quick.
Word of Radiance.
Does it do fire damage or radiant damage?
That is radiant damage.
Then it'll be normal. It'll be neutral.
Word of Radiance technically says creature. Am I able to target that otherwise?
Yeah. I'll roll that.
All right, then I'm gonna use my staff, so my Word of Radiance will go the 20 feet. And hit as much of that plant as I can.
Well, gorsh darn it. Yeah, roll your damage.
And I forgot about my Wood Imbued Focus that gives me like +1 to my radiant damage.
Correct. Six damage. You do substantial damage to the wall, but not enough to bring it down. You estimate you're about a third of the way through, a little over a third. A little more than halfway's to go.
I'm going to bonus action a shift.
Also, pardon me, do the bonus action shift thing, but I forgot that you can still technically see the adult green dragon, and with a distance of 20 feet that is within your threat radius. Do you also want Word of Radiance to affect the green dragon?
Oh yeah.
It's going to use its last legendary resistance. So it will take no damage from that, but it has no more legendary resistance.
I then am going to crash through the brambles.
Oh boy! Well, all right then. Do 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 do. You are going to take. Well, let's see here. 17 piercing damage. Going through that. But the dragon will take an additional 13 due to your spirit guardians. Concentration is maintained. Anything else for us?
Nope, that's the end of my turn. Are we gonna let
Very
Spirit
good.
Guardians do damage to the vines too? Maybe.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna say no on that one because it's not. It's like. All right, let me see. Let me look at Spirit Guardians. My gut says no, but let's take a look.
That's another one that says creature, so
Yeah.
that's a no because it says creature is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in like the spirit of the thing, like they're supposed to be attacking hostiles to you, whereas like the wall is more of like a feature of the terrain. So in that context, like I kind of think the difference is like Spirit Guardians is sort of passive, where your Word of Radiance is a thing you do, right? So if you're like, I'm gonna Word of Radiance this fucking wall, that makes more sense to me than your critters on their own determining. But it's neither here nor there. It makes sense that it's not. We've all agreed. Because it's summoned the wall, it does not get a second layer action. It's on a cooldown. Oh no.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Right. The dragon does not like this situation. Is gonna take that damage from Spirit Guardians. Uh,
Did you take 26?
I did take 26.
It should be 27 because of the extra 1 because it's radiant damage.
Ah, yes. Still got that sliver. It's still got that sliver, but it's going to make it an intelligence check. Well, no, we'll make it wisdom. Okay. 17 is pretty high, so I think it's going to go for the more tactically advantageous option between this really fucked up situation that it doesn't like. It is going to It is going to have to poison breath grunt.
I want to have legendary actions summon Shredder.
I mean, I think it's pretty impressive that between you and a fucking T-Rex, you have established yourself as the more immediate threat between the two.
Kill the healer first, right?
Yeah.
I suppose it depends on what you roll on that, but it's half damage anyway, isn't it?
Half damage for you?
Even if I pass the save, yeah.
Yeah.
But you could still roll low enough on the damage that I could pass it, right? Ones! Come on, ones! Oh.
$16d6. That's a lot of dice.
So yeah. Boton and Glade, you just see this dragon, like its claws. It is bloodied and it is beaten and it has these like radiant sear marks and its snout is snarling and it just like cranes its head directly over this vine wall and points directly down and just
Oh yeah, that's all of it then. It's close, but I got 26 left. So even at half, it's
Okay. Glade, you go down. Or not Glade, pardon me. Grunt, you go down. Spirit Guardians ends. Spiritual Weapon ends. You're at 0 HP, so you're dying. And the dragon is going to try and make a gambit. It can't do a legendary action until the end of somebody's turn. So it can't do the wing attack to just get away. So it is going to risk a leap of faith and try to climb and jump over the 2 vine walls, which provokes an attack of opportunity from the T-Rex.
Alrighty. We're going to be using the bite. Oh, come on, man.
He's going to get an attack on you.
Yeah. What is
You
it?
take 14 of bludgeoning damage.
I just want to do something cool. Oh, you took it already. Shit. Oh, yeah.
He's going to want to survive. He wants to live. He's
Okay.
down to literally 1 HP. You motherfuckers.
Oh, did you take 14 too?
Yeah, I took 14 damage away from you.
I also took it away, so let me just add that back.
Alright, Glade. It is your turn.
All right. Bonus action, drink a potion. 4d4 plus 4. Is it backslash? Or is it forward slash or backslash? I forget.
Glade!
Oops.
You're muted, my friend, if you are talking.
Yes, I am talking. All right. We are gonna go ahead and do a health potion. 4d4 plus 4. Sweet.
Pretty good.
So that's what, 20, 36. Health back. Looking much better. And then I'm going to, since I'm hidden, we're gonna just go 1. That works. Peek my head around the corner and give it the old pew pew.
Razzle dazzle.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you have it, but if you kill a dragon with Vicious Mockery, you're a Bard Legend.
I do have Vicious Mockery, but it's a saving throw, and I'd rather do damage than a saving throw. Because my saving throws are kind of low.
Do you want to know what this creature's AC is?
I hope it's 19.
It is 19.
Yes!
Glade, how do you slay the dragon?
So I groggily kind of pop open kind of pop the cork with my thumb, down a quick potion of healing, stick my head around James Bond style, point it at the dragon, and a kind of hold my breath Call of Duty style to steady my hand, and I shoot my crossbow right between the eyes, impaling it into the brain. And as it makes contact, there's kind of like uh, we all hear kind of like the Nerf football screaming sound. As soon as it makes contact, the dragon immediately just has the worst headache of its life, a killer headache, if we're being specific, as it is affected by my psychic blades.
Very good. T-Rex running around.
Object.
Oh, pardon me.
Is that T-Rex teabagging my dead body?
Is that end of combat?
Oh yeah.
That
I'll
is
drop,
the end of combat.
I'll drop polymorph them and then cure wounds, old grunster.
Oh, okay, you got it.
I got him.
The dragon collapses, its fingers and limbs twitching. It is still hanging on to life,
Oh,
and it mutters something in Draconic. Realizing that none of you understand Draconic.
I'll pump you in a second.
You have bested me. You hear a rumbling to the west, and the sound of friction, like wood scraping against wood, and then a yawning, like something opening, something large. The dragon rolls its eyes as its body enters its acceptance of its death. You are mighty. I am sorry, sister. I could not protect you as I promised. It lets out one final breath before its body starts to wither, and the flesh of the dragon becomes green desiccated vines, leaving its skeleton, its hide, or what's left of it, its eyes, tongue, and organs. On a green dragon, the organs almost look like slightly past ripe fruit, just slightly withered and organic. And the muscle fibers look more like overgrown foliage. You are indeed victorious. The rest of this layer promises more secrets, but there is most certainly treasure to be gained from your victory. In addition, a victory such as this, should you stop to rest for an extended period of time, I would say that is worth a level.
Oh,
Ooh. Let's rest.
I was not expecting that.
Up to y'all, of course. It is now free movement.
Or is any of like the scaled hide salvageable for like clothing, armor, such kind of
Oh,
stuff?
yes. The problem will be separating it safely for it to still be usable.
Okay.
But that's a survival check, and the other issue is like getting all of it out of here. But in theory, yes, absolutely. There are dragon bones, dragon organs, and dragon hide, green dragon hide that can all be potentially harvested. Glade, as an entrepreneur, business person, and a part-time rogue. You might not be an expert on dragons, but you are something of an authority on treasure. This is quite the haul, but it does not seem fully appropriate for a dragon of this size. It's a bit on the small side.
Hmm.
Your instincts tell you that there is likely more treasure elsewhere. This would still be quite a haul. However, your instincts are telling you that it is more of a decoy than anything else.
Gotcha.
No mimics, though.
I will mosey on over to everyone and kind of like a kid who needs to tell someone something but doesn't know how to say it. Um, he'll just kind of um
Who are you?
so um hi, my name is Glade. You probably knew me as Pirate Steve. Um, and maybe Madame Rouge. Um, I can. I'm a changeling. I can become various people. Though Madame Rouge is my primary persona, but I do have the ability to become other people. Nice to meet you all. Um, we can split the treasure 4 ways or 5 ways. Um, but yeah, surprise.
I'll walk up to you and I'll just give you a big hug.
Oh,
I can also change into things. That scorpion that was here earlier, that was me.
Yeah, both of you can have inspiration.
and that's super cool. I didn't realize that was you.
I was also the T-Rex, but we don't have to tell that to anybody else.
Oh, there's a T-Rex here? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that there's someone here who can understand. Um, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
We're just two of the same stones in a big river, you know?
You know what? That is quite wise, actually. Lauren, it is Wow. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. You good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Well, yeah, there's treasure back here, but I think there's probably more somewhere deeper in the cave. So we could maybe save this for our return trip, or maybe kind of grab a handful now and come back for seconds.
Do we have a bag of holding?
I do actually have a bag of holding.
Doesn't this group also have a portable hole?
I do actually have a portable.
Yeah, got one from Jas. It's
Hmm,
almost like he intentionally kept it empty for some reason.
Well, let's just shove it all in this portable hole and we'll save your bag for whatever else awaits us.
Works for me.
Okay. A couple things.
Mm.
Botan, inspecting this wall. This seems to be like a natural sort of cavernous support pillar, just like natural stone that reaches to the top of the cavern. Let's go over treasure, shall we? The total useful coinage found between various treasure chests, piles of gold, and coins, and through general scrounging around, equals to a total value of 7,441 gold. In individual coins, they are as follows: 150 platinum, 3,800 gold, 21,000 silver, and 4,100 copper.
Why are you
Most of
so
the
much?
coinage is Elven, Arendalian. Although there are some Galifar crowns in there as well. I also hope you motherfuckers are in for a whole fuckload of gemstones.
Holy shit.
There are 12 gems worth 10 gold apiece. A malachite, opaque, striated light with and dark green in coloration. There's 4 of those. A tiger's eye gem. 2 opaque obsidian jewels. 2 azurites. 2 agates. And a rhodochrosite of a light pink color. 50 gem piece gemstones. There's 5 in total for a total of 250 gold. Includes a red and white sardonyx, a pale yellow citrine that's see-through, a see-through white quartz with some smoky gray, a moonstone that glows a pale blue color, and a pure black onyx. There are 4 100 gold value gemstones worth 400 in total. A garnet, or 2 garnets, a jade, and a large chunk of amber. the coloration of the jade is also like a pale green, which is a very famously Arendalian in style. Like that type of jade comes from the Isle of Arendelle. Oh, Arendelle, pardon me. Arenal. Arendelle is the fucking country from Frozen. My mistake. Arenal. I meant Arenal. The island of Arenal is where the particular culture of elves are from. Particularly, they are ancestor worshippers, whose ancestors are still in charge. Their government is run by a coalition of elven liches. But that's as far as anybody knows, as far as like common knowledge is concerned. They're also largely isolationist and keep to themselves, and have a long-standing rivalry with the nation of Argonason, which is the Isle of Dragons. But the any other particulars other than that would require like a history check or an elven background to justify knowing more. Oh, by the way, pardon me, there's more. Art objects. Worth 25 gold, at least as far as materials is concerned. You find a gold locket. It has a painted portrait inside of a beautiful young elven woman. An elven girl, maybe around 13, 14 or so. And a silver ewer. There's also, you find in a chest that is locked, but it doesn't take a lot to get it open. Especially now that like the immediate threat is gone. We'll just hand wave that check. There isn't a trap or anything. Inside, you do find a large gold elven bracelet and a bronze elven crown of antiquated style, and there are dragon horns sort of fitted into the motif of the crown, sort of like molded in. Not literal dragon crowns, but like the shape of crowns and spines. Not unlike the green dragon you just fought, actually. You find 6 mundane items: a crude flute with a pleasing sound, a set of 7 candlesticks, bearing a god's holy symbol. It will require a religion check to identify which god. A scroll containing a long, epic poem in praise of a dragon. An hourglass filled with sparkling sand. Hundreds or thousands of fake coins interspersed with the real treasure. That's what the bulk of these 3 piles are. And a painting of an artist long forgotten, except presumably by the dragon, who, unless you guys get really clever, is probably not going to be able to identify the artist.
Well, I'll make a religion check, I guess, on that. What was it? The candlesticks?
Sounds pretty good.
22. Definitely not bad. Let's see. So it is an archaic symbol. It is a holy symbol that is no longer in use. But you can recognize some of the motifs, so you are fairly confident that this is an old holy symbol of a dark god known as the Traveler. The Traveler is a member of the pantheon called the Dark Six. The Dark Six are typically worshipped by ne'er-do-wells, cretins, thieves, and evil individuals. Although the gods themselves are not always evil, it is also sometimes helpful to worship them, even on occasion if you're a good person, depending on the context.
Wouldn't isn't the traveler worshipped? This is Michael. Isn't the traveler also worshipped by a lot of in changeling communities?
He is, or they are. Pardon. They are. The Traveler is the most mysterious of not just the Dark Six, but the gods of Eberron in general. They are the supreme shapeshifter, the ultimate trickster, master of deceit and cunning. They are also a creator of things and a bringer of knowledge. To some, you could use a like a biblical equivalent. Some people could equate him to like a devilish figure. Others to more of like a Prometheus-like figure. The means of his worship, depending on the cult, are varied, almost as mutable as the god themselves. They are known to be impulsive and unpredictable. Unpredictable. Favors the witty and resourceful, and disapproves of begging. And disapproves of people who enjoy prosperity and wealth who have not earned it. Even its true identity is a secret. No one knows its face, gender. They've gone by whatever pronouns like fits their purposes. To those who have spoken with the Traveler in the rare occurrence, they will either manifest in a perfect disguise as someone else, or with a unmoving mask in the shape of a laughing face. Interestingly enough, among the Dark Six is the least malign. The Traveler has been known to be a benevolent god, as well as an evil god, but their capacity for evil seems to be sort of the biggest point of contention on why they're a part of the Dark Six. Right? They're not decidedly good. Therefore, they can't be counted among the good gods. Right? But this has been like it is quite a curious find. This holy symbol, like this artifact, it's
Doesn't fit.
it's archaic. Whatever cult worship this, they're probably not around anymore.
I was just thinking it's kind of weird that all of these elven trinkets, and then you got this kind of dark cult candles. All right, everybody, start shoving it down this hole, and I'll lay up. I'll just place the portable hole on the ground next to the biggest pile.
Can I
Oh.
do a sleight of hand to see if I could swipe the holy symbol? Or the candlesticks?
Sure. Your sleight of hand versus anyone's perception who has an interest in the candle. I
see that.
Yeah, it looks like you successfully swipe it.
Sweet.
Unless Grunt wants to get in on the action. But there are also magic items. The magic items procured from this hoard include a divine spell scroll of guiding bolt, 2 potions of healing, a potion of hill giant strength, a potion of fire breath, a potion of frost giant strength, an arcane spell scroll of prismatic spray, 7th level, and a potion of supreme healing.
Frost giant strength. That's pretty good.
Frost Giant is like what, 23?
It's pretty big. I think it's 23, yeah. If I'm wrong about that, then it is whatever a DMG says. But 23 sounds right. It has a little label on the bottom that says, "If found, please return to Tabane Crimson Rest." No, I'm kidding. That's not the Tabane cameo. I'm tempted, though.
Their next mission.
I thought you were gonna say Harshnag for a second. Just have like his toe or something in it.
No, I wouldn't do that to Harshnag. Might be his brothers.
I'm assuming the creaking and crawling and waking came from this direction.
Yeah, from the west. Someplace.
Do we want to check that out or have a little nap?
Maybe taken.
Yeah, definitely a short rest for sure.
Yeah, we can do shorty.
Okay.
If you do a long rest, you can get that level.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm tempted to peek my head around the corner and see what it is, but I don't want to start some shit while some people are pretty low.
Well, yeah, if there's no difference between short and long, if it's not gonna hurt us one way or the other, the long rest is a level. So
Would you guys like to set up camp then?
Sure.
Before then, the dragon parts are time sensitive. So before you take your long rest, I will allow one roll with aid for anyone who is trained in survival can provide aid. A survival check to harvest the hide or the organs or the bones. You'll get 3 attempts for any combination therein. So you can collect 3 bones or 1 of each or whatever. Sorry?
I am proficient. Oh wait, no, that's stealth. Never mind. Never mind.
I am.
I am not
I'm
proficient.
proficient, but I'm at a +7, not a 9. So I can provide aid to Leo.
I will also say this for these rules. A person can, so you get 3 attempts as a party. A person can try to harvest once, and a person can aid once. So you can't chain aid for these attempts, since they're all kind of happening concurrently.
Okay.
So
well, I'll go ahead and
I
just
will,
toss my flash of genius on top of it.
and I will give anyone a bardic inspir my last bardic.
you're a bard?
It's been for a while. They have been for a while.
I don't play very much with Glade.
Bard rogue, baby.
That's
Let's
funny.
go.
I thought you were
Add
just
your
broke.
intelligence.
It's at +4 is my modifier.
Oh, what's your intelligence, Leo?
Is it mine or is it his? I think it goes off of his, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, it's my intelligence modifier.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Okay.
And then you
So
also have a D8 if you want it.
okay. So roll the survival with advantage, and then it's +4.
Are we sure we want to dump it all with Leo?
I will give my bardic to whoever needs it. How about that?
So Leo, you're going to attempt a harvest check.
Yeah, why not?
Which
got a-
part?
He's got a +9.
What do we want more? The hide?
You're doing it, so I guess it's up to you.
I think we would get more money with the hide
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a bone.
Okay. I'll go for the hide then.
Okay.
All right. So
Will anybody be providing aid?
Me.
Okay, so for the hide, Leo is rolling survival with aid from Botan and a flash of genius. Or do you want to save that for or do you want to save that the bardic inspiration for somebody else's check?
Can I
Right.
only use flash of genius once? Because I have multiple ones that I can dump here since I know we're resting.
How many charges do you have?
I've got 2 more after this. It's my intelligence modifier total.
Right. Okay, so you can apply Flash of Genius to 2 different rolls. So yeah, it's up to you whether or not you want to aid Leo with this.
Yeah, he can have it.
okay.
Is Leo going to take that Bardic Inspiration Glade, or are you going to hold on for somebody else?
Well, I'll hold off.
Okay. Make that survival check. It is with a DC of 20. Well,
Ooh,
fuck me.
nice.
And then +4 on top of that. So
That's a critical success.
32.
You harvest 30 pounds of usable dragon hide. That can be made into something swell.
Madame Rouge needs a new purse.
Alternatively, it also can be sold for a tremendous amount.
Are all gonna have dragon skin boots.
New boot goofing.
Should all have leather jackets.
Would someone else like to attempt a different harvest check?
So Leo can't harvest anymore.
Yes, correct.
Aid.
Okay.
Could I
Oh.
do a sleight of hand check, or and as opposed to survival?
No, it's
Okay.
less of a dexterity thing and more of like knowing the anatomy.
Gotcha.
Can I make use of that? Whip up a tool for somebody?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Oh, it requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work, so if we're doing it before the long rest, I cannot.
It is before the long rest. But I don't see why. Like this process is gonna take an hour, so you could make this tool. Like that's fine.
I was just looking to like maybe have a tool to give somebody advantage for their harvest or whatever.
Mm,
I mean, if I make the tool, what good does it do? I guess what I'm saying, how would I put it to use unless it's gonna be advantage or something that way, or maybe lower the DC or something?
it will allow someone to make a roll as if they are proficient with survival. How about that?
I can do that. That gives me a +8 to survival if you want to do that for me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll whip up a tool. What are you harvesting?
What were the options? It was
Bones and
Hide, bones, and organs.
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 I'm allowed to aid still, right? I just can't
Yes.
harvesting.
I think organs could be made into, could be sold as components.
That's true. Yeah, like imagine the scene. Like this is gonna like take some like prolonged time, right? So yeah, it could definitely take like it would definitely take like over an hour to do this like properly, and it is sort of like this is a huge creature. So like imagine a situation where like to use Leo as an example, Leo is like cutting up and examining and finding the best parts of the hide to harvest, and while he is doing that, he is maybe like giving advice or pointing things out to Glade or Botan on what they're working on. Right? That's sort of the scenario you guys are working with. So Glade wants to work on the organs. Will Botan be making a check then?
I can't aid anymore, right?
No, you're already providing your aid to Leo.
Okay. So I can't aid, but I can still make a check.
Correct.
Okay.
You said you had to be proficient to aid, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, then I will. For some reason, my survival isn't bumping up to an 8, but
We can do the math in our heads.
yeah. So we'll just add 2 to whatever this is. Do I get
So-
advantage on it too?
If
I'm helping you.
yeah,
I'm pointing
for-
out the best organs.
Okay.
Sorry, what's that, Grunt?
no, I was just saying that Hargrim was doing that, the aiding.
Okay.
in Flash of Genius.
Oh no.
So that's a 14.
Yeah, you
That
can have
is-
the Flash of Genius too if you want. It's another +4.
A +4, so that's an 18.
And a bardic?
I know I used all my verdicts.
You still had one left, didn't you?
Oh wait,
holding
you know
on
what?
to
I
it?
I will use my own bardic, so that's a D8. So we're up to 18.
I don't think you can Bardic yourself unless it's a subclass skill.
Is it?
Can you not?
I thought you can use your own bardic
Mm.
inspiration.
Oh yeah, you can't use it on yourself. Inspiration for
Well, did you check
Grunt for keeping us all honest.
your subclass skill? Because I don't know what your subclass is. Because your subclass
Yeah.
might be able to.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, creature other than yourself.
I do have Jack of all trades.
What are you in eloquence?
Whispers.
Whisper.
Does
Bardic
not look like.
versatility. Because it is replaced one of the skills. Nope, that's expertise.
And it doesn't look like you can. But
Still 18.
Botan, you can add that 8 to your roll.
Okay.
So we'll leave the dice standing.
Sweet.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, excuse me.
Glade, I will give you the option between the dragon's poison gas glands in its throat or its heart.
Ooh. Let's go, because those fucked us up. Let's go the gas glands.
Okay. I will allow you to harvest the gas glands in their entirety with a penalty, which I will not tell you about, until you choose that option. Or you can harvest them damaged, but without a penalty.
Would damaged affect the potency and or ability to use them potentially?
Yes.
Gotcha. And if I didn't take the damage, then would it still technically be damaged later on? Or is there just like a, oh, I go to throw it and it explodes in my hand type of thing?
It's going to be a gamble. I'm going to keep that information to myself until you
Oh,
commit to whichever bit.
Commit to the bit. I'm just gonna do what you feel is right.
Make the right decision.
I am a gambling man who's too greedy for my own good. So we're gonna, you know what? We'll take the chance. We'll take it as is.
Oh.
The non-damaged option. I will take the chance.
Okay. You start harvesting the glands. However, your knife slips and you accidentally puncture one of the glands.
Yep.
The poison gas rolls over you. You don't take any damage, but you do feel ill. You don't take the poison condition, but you will notice something quite nasty. You will have a difficulty recovering under normal circumstances until you get a chance to really get some downtime in. When you rest, You will not be able to recover your hit dice
Oof.
Oof.
until you spend a week of dedicated downtime getting better.
That includes long rests too?
That includes long rests.
Oh
Mm.
shit.
You're a gambling man, aren't you?
Unfortunately. Huh. Okie dokie.
I mean, you stick to long rests, you won't be spending any hit dice. You should be fine, right?
Exactly. Who needs short rests anyway? Actually, I do,
And
because I need
plus,
my
if you're
Bardics
gonna
back.
recover for a week, you got a whorehouse you can hole up in.
Technically, it's my whorehouse, and yes. Technically, it's a whore home. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
I am
Whore home.
very. I am a reputable business owner. Thank you.
Is it my turn now?
Give me a survival check. Whoever can provide bonuses, state them now. DC 20.
I'm gonna go ahead and give my flash of genius, and although I'm not proficient with survival, can I give my inspiration to give advantage?
I'll allow it.
Oh. Okay.
Very nice of you.
Silvery barbs. Just kidding.
Silvery Barb's the inspiration.
Silvery Barb's the inspiration just to give me an advantage, anyways.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Botan, what
Hi.
part are you attempting to harvest?
The bones are left, aren't they? Or I guess I could go for the heart.
No, you can double down on any of the three options, if you'd like. But the bone is the only thing that hasn't been harvested. I'll also say before you start, the poison gland is quite potent. On its own, unless you guys, I mean, you do have Grunt. Grunt could maybe with some time whip something up with it. But yeah, it is. It does contain half of a adult green dragon's poison breath, so I'm sure you guys can come up with something creative and devastating with that.
A fart.
Could I frostbite it so it like freeze it so it doesn't?
Yeah, I'll have that. You can
So
preserve
then-
it with nature magic.
Yeah, because then the gas can't escape from it at all, right? While it's frozen.
Now that you have it like safely removed and stuff.
Do we want the heart or do we want some bones?
We could sell the bones pretty well to a collector.
As a reminder, dragon bone can also be used in the creation of armor. It can also be used in the creation of quite potent weapons.
Yeah.
Dragon
Anything on
bone
there we can
sniper
eat?
rifle.
Hmm?
Anything to eat?
Yeah, anything on that dragon that looks edible?
I'll let Grunt make a bonus survival check after everyone else. Maybe we'll see what happens.
Did I hear dragon bone sniper rifle?
Yes, it wouldn't do anything. I'm just being silly.
Oh.
Like it's kind of gotta be either like sling bullets or something for a ranged weapon, or it's got to be like a melee weapon.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go for the bones because why not? The heart
Okay.
is very tempting for me though. Very tempting to go for the heart.
A DC
But
20.
I feel like we got some hide and some bones and a gland. We could probably whip up something. No sense in waiting any longer. It's
31.
23 plus an 8 and a 4.
you manage to salvage a good number of bones. 65 pounds worth. Those bones also look suitable for whatever purpose you deign to use them for, and will sell at a very high value. Especially after they are like properly dried out and bleached and all that good stuff. Grunt, I will need either a survival check or chef's tools. Cooking utensils check.
Ooh, I know what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use my cooking utensils. But I got this. I got an ability here somewhere.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Dang.
Do I get to choose what ability that is? It does say that. What do you want me to use? Strength, dexterity?
honestly, the I think I'd rather state what you can't choose, and that would be strength, constitution, or charisma. You can't choose those. They don't make any sense.
It does, right? I'm a cook. My intelligence score should allow me to find something that I could eat.
Oh yeah, like analyzing it. Oh no.
That poison gland looks real good.
No. Any other bonuses or anything we should take into account?
I can't do anything for you.
Yeah, I don't think I have any spells that could help.
And I
if you-
retroactively can't that.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Sure.
He's using cooking tools. Can I give him a superiority die for precision attack?
No.
Like a pseudo bardic
stretching it.
inspiration.
That's stretching it. I'll have the enhance ability, but sorry, what's that, Glade?
I was gonna say, can I cast maybe heat metal to help slice through things a little better?
No. I mean, yes, but that will incur a penalty.
What if I cast infestation to help him kind of?
That will definitely cause a penalty.
Whatever I cut off with those cooked utensils, I eat no matter what.
Okay.
Just put it in his mouth.
Yeah, I didn't roll any better. I got a 13 and a 10.
Okay. So here's what you managed to get out. You never cooked dragon before. You seem to recall something of a colleague of yours talking about the ethics of eating dragon meat. It comes up more often than some people would like to admit in Eberron kitchens, because on one hand, dragons are mythical creatures, and to be honest, they look pretty tasty. On the other hand, they are sapient, which means you're eating a person. So it's an ethics question, but you're not here to wonder about that. The big problem is that the dragon's flesh has kind of like desiccated with its death, kind of like returned to vegetation in parts, since dragons are also like semi-divine primordial creatures. But there's got to be something, right? So you start poking around, and in between, like where the flesh would be, right? A lot of it seems to be like this, like sort of like desiccated, mossy, stringy, more plant-like stuff, and like clouds of dust. As the rest of your companions are carving off bits of it, you're sort of like poking through pieces of hide under scales, And you do find kind of like a little pocket of meat, sort of like around like the dragon's love handles, like kind of like a little scallop, like sort of like tucked under the hide there, right? When you cut that open, you find the amount of meat is very small, which is a shame. But it does still appear to be meat. It is like soft and fleshy. It kind of has it kind of has a fishy smell. Sort of like a white fish, though it's not like very flaky. You know what? It kind of reminds you of like something in between shark meat and catfish. You know?
Gross.
Yeah, it's slimy. It smells bad, and it kind of smells toxic to you. So like the first thing that kind of like goes to your brain, like recalling your fight with it, is you could probably cook it. The solution that comes immediately to you though is either you got to bury it, right, and kind of like ferment it, let the earth sort of like suck out all the toxins, kind of like a lutefisk, right? Or you got to be very careful with it, like fugu, like blowfish. But it's possible. Either way, it incurs either time or risk.
Oh wait, I'm going for the risk.
Okay. Sorry?
Yeah, I was gonna say I could wait till after the long rest, but no, I'll just do it now. Like if I see it and I think I can, yeah, I think I'll give it a go. You said like basically like blowfish, like it's just if I fuck it up, I die or I get poisoned.
Give me another cook's utensils check. You will have a difficulty of 17.
Wow.
Oh my god. You know what? Fuck it. We'll go with Pathfinder rules and we'll call that a critical.
Yeah.
I will say one thing that Pathfinder has over 5e, like hands down, like my favorite thing, is if you roll 10 or higher above a DC, right? Like what just happened. The DC was 17 and Grunt got 27, right? And instead of that being like having to be a natural 20, that becomes a critical just for that much level of skill. Going above and beyond. And I love that rule a lot. It goes the other way too. Like if you go like if a creature's AC is like 14 and you roll a 4, that's still a critical fail. Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a good system.
Pathfinder has a lot going on, but that's one of those rules that it's like 5e could benefit from something like that. I like having more potentials for crits and rewarding for having specialties. You know, just saying. Grunt, you bust out the spices, you bust out the fry pan, and you get to work. You are only going to have enough. You are only going to have enough. What's the word? Portions for 2 people. But Glade, Leo, Botan, it's starting to smell real good. Like it looked gross when Grunt pulled it up, but Now that he's cooking with it, he's working his magic on it, throwing some oil on there. There is some kind of magic happening. There's some kind of like fragrances hitting your nose that is just like making y'all hungry. Grunt, you have this feeling that you got this. Whatever poisons are there are leached, and you made sure to remove whatever was definitely tainted, and the meat that's left is just starting to fry up nice and crispy, or however you're cooking it. How are you cooking it?
I've never cooked a dragon before, so I'm just kind of playing it by nose and smell, watching for crispiness and using my other meat knowledge to determine. I mean, I eat rare meat usually anyway, but
Well, your instincts are telling you that you got to cook it all the way through for sure. But that said, you've worked with delicate meats before, and a dragon is a bit hardier than your regular. I mean, the closest thing you could approximate with this is like fish, and you've cooked fish before, no problem. So by the time you're done, you invent this green dragon scallop dish, and it is beautiful. Whoever you give your second portion to will gain an inspiration because it's going to taste that damn good.
Jeez.
does anybody even have an inspiration right now, or is everybody needing
I
one?
do. I already have one.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Glade because I did just give Botan an inspiration. So
Sweet. Thank you.
good.
I was gonna recommend Glade because they're the one who slayed the dragon, got the final blow.
Also has the penalty to hit dice right now.
Yeah, that too. Have something good after you can't heal anymore.
Well, it is delicious. It's savory and sweet and succulent. Like, if you ever had fried catfish, it's like the most perfect fried catfish you've ever had in your life.
I think the first bite Glade takes, he kind of has, like, kind of goes chameleon for a minute, like just a wave of transformation just kind of flows through his body. It was like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever had in my entire life.
Saw a flash of pirate's teeth.
I wonder if Madame Rouge's brothel has an in-house chef.
If we get our meals pre-made, but we might have one now.
Microwave.
I was gonna say the only thing she serves is pussy.
Serving cunt 24/7.
Listen, most people want a quick snack before getting back to it, so nothing but Lunchables in the brothel.
Those quick carbohydrates.
Fucking serving cunt.
I also like this idea that Grunt was maybe actually just hired to be Feathergale Tower chef, but he's just been going on these adventures anyways. That said, go ahead and take that inspiration. Botan and Leo, you might be feeling a little bit of envy because it does smell damn good. And you might never know what that flavor is that Glade is gushing about at this moment. But that's a problem for another time. Kind of tempted to make this like a green dragon dish, like the One Ring, like slowly turns people into Gollum. But no.
You have a name for the dish?
Green
name?
Dragon surprise.
Hell yeah. Right, we're a little bit over time, so let's take our break. 10 to 15 minutes. And after that, I think we'll be doing some leveling up, if I'm understanding correctly.
Alright.
Sound good?
Sound good?
All right. See you guys in 10 to 15.
Identify the 6 types of project management constraint. Welcome to What is Project Management? After watching this video, you will be able to
I too am here.
We are getting there. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
Welcome back, Cat.
Alright.
I'm back as well. I'm just leveling my character now.
What are we doing? What are we thinking?
oh, I should do that. Yes.
I'm not getting too fancy. I'm just taking a 10th level on Artificer because there's a new infusion at 10th level. And I'm just going to go Cloak of Protection for the infusion. Just replicate magic item.
Ooh, I get something. What do I get?
Should I roll or take the average? Let's take a fucking chance, shall we? Oh. That's no bueno.
I would say not bad.
Okay. And rip.
Hey Teddy, would you switch my AC toggle to +2, please?
For what purpose? And yes.
I linked it in the chat. It just, the ability went up to +2 at level 10.
Oh. Yes, of course.
Ooh, do I want counter charm? Or do I want uncanny dodge? That is the question.
Both are reactions.
Both are reactions. And so uncanny dodge halves on a failed, it halves a when an attacker hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage against you. Versus counter charm, which anyone within 30 feet of me gets advantage on being on checks made for being charmed and frightened.
Are you talking Bard versus Rogue then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I am both bard and rogue, so.
The counter charm's not all that useful until it is, and then it's really useful. but
Yeah. I don't have very many hit points, so I think I'll go with the uncanny dodge actually. The average of that.
I'll take guidance or resistance.
Ooh, and my sneak attack goes up. That's fun.
So if my current strength is 10 and the gauntlets of ogre power take it up to 19, that's essentially 9 strength. That's pretty powerful, right? Do you think that's better than the cloak of protection, which is just 1 AC or +1 to AC and 1 to all saves?
question. What do you fellas think?
Can you repeat the question? I was doing math.
Nope. Decision made. Strengths for wieners. I'm going cloak of protection.
Okay.
I learned the ability to infuse the cloak, but I don't think I have a cloak with me. I would need at least a fake cloak to infuse, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I got a cloak, but it's already magical.
Also, how do we think we're distributing those items from the horde while we're on that subject?
Other than potions, I don't think I need any.
We got that prismatic jammy for maybe the wizards and the core party.
We can't give anything to the core, can we?
So you can send in a care package like the Hunger Games.
Well,
I
this all
mean-
happened before that.
I mean,
so-
yeah, you kind of can. I'm not sure if we remember, but I did. Oh, jeez. I did say before you guys went down into the air temple and the Fane of the Eye that if you wanted any of the equipment from your hirelings to be transferred, right, it would just be a matter of deleting that item from your hireling and adding it to your party A character.
Oh,
So you could, like, still feasibly do that. What logically happens is that your character's purposely not using those items to give them to party A later.
I thought that was just a one and done instance.
No, as long as the item hasn't been used, then the timeline is untainted.
I see.
But once you do use it, then obviously you can't transfer nothing.
Yep. That do be making sense.
I believe my background or something gave me a set of fine clothes. That would probably contain a cloak. Yes?
I'll allow it. That does make sense.
I am the stupid
Uh-huh.
I could have made my shots instead of missed them. That hurts. That really hurts. So Seeker goes like, oh man, I still have a lot of superiority die. And I'm just like, oh yeah. I got precision attack. Oops.
You do at that.
Well, I'm bad at this game.
No. No, no, no. Don't be silly.
What did everyone do?
I'm curious
Yeah.
about that myself.
I'll need a quick. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Give me back these. Okay.
No. Not that anyone asked, but I took the piercer fee.
Damn it.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I went.
Tell us more about it.
That just means I can re-roll damage dice once per turn.
Very nice. What were you saying, Michael?
Once per turn. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I took another level in Rogue. So now I have Uncanny Dodge because I like to make weak characters apparently.
Make sure you remember you have it. 'Cause I've played a rogue and I
Yes.
forget that I have it all the time.
Uncanny Dodge is so good.
It is.
I'm actually gonna move this up so that it's like on the top of my list.
There it is. Oh man. So I've been running Fabula Ultima games, right? And I've been running them through Foundry, and the Foundry sheet for the Fabula Ultima system, with the system that I'm using, has this great feature where you can star and favorite the things you want to use often or don't want to forget, and they just show up on the front tab of your sheet. It's so nice. Man, fellas, when we finish this campaign, may that day be far from now, but when we do finish this campaign, we are moving to Foundry and we are going to be living the high life. I'm just saying.
Why would it be so far away when I want to go to Foundry now?
Because transferring all of the information we have in Roll20 to Foundry would kill me.
Oh,
There actually, there is, I know at least there is plugins that you can get for Foundry to D&D Beyond. I'm sure, excuse me, I'm sure there's plugins that you can get for Roll20
Roll20?
to Foundry.
Well,
'Cause
I will.
I did the
look
same
into it.
thing. Because I have a bunch of homebrew stuff on D&D Beyond, and when I do remote sessions with my home game, I use Foundry. So, and that's how I got my player characters and all of my items to Foundry.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
then we can make will saves. Oh, wait.
Because the hardest part, honestly, like you can make, like, it's easy to quote unquote easy to put in items. It's like all of the rules and stuff that you have to get, and various things and feats and class and all that stuff. That's the stuff that takes forever to get sent over. Because like you can just add an item and then just get a picture, a JPEG or a picture of something that has the item description on it, and you can just click on it and it populates it. But it's actually getting those class features and those character races and all that stuff to get imported in, and that's what the killer of trying to manually do it yourself. Because I tried that and I was like, after about 5 minutes, like, this is taking way too long. I need to find a better solution.
Yeah. And I think all in all, unless I come across something that would make it very convenient, I think just like sticking with Roll20 for the remainder of the camp. Like everything's already set up, right?
Yeah.
For all of its issues, everything is set up. And that's what she said. Thank you. Giving you a dark inspiration.
Yes. More kneecaps. I'm sorry. It's really tired.
Does seem to be one of those nights.
What did you do, Grunt, for your level?
I just went Artificer again.
Ain't anything special?
Yeah, I got one more infusion, so I went with the Cloak of Protection.
And has an added AC on top of that,
Nice.
which I find very rude, by the way. Far be it from me to stop you, but very rude.
Okay, just target me. I'm squishy.
My
That AC
experience
is nonsense.
My experience is it does nothing against poison.
Well, I mean, the counter to a high AC is you got to target the saves, right? Like,
Yeah. Unless you're a paladin.
unless you're a paladin, in which case you say "fuck you" to pretty much anything that comes your way after you get that aura. Once a paladin gets aura, man, it's. I would genuinely hate to see a build like Grunt's hanging out with a paladin buddy who's giving an additional add to saving throws just by being friends with him. I'd have to sit there and be like, what fucking monster do I throw at you guys?
I did drop Shield of Faith though, so I don't have that anymore. Well, currently, I guess.
For now.
Teddy,
Yes.
entertain my curiosity. If I took a level of Lore Cleric, does that mean I get a bonus action attack?
As long as you have channeled divinities.
It says at first level though.
Yeah, but it's based on your Wisdom modifier, so you can only do it whatever your Wisdom modifier is per long rest, I think.
Yes.
So you could, but as Mudge has pointed out, right, it's a resource expenditure.
Right. But I still could have it up to my Wisdom modifier.
Yeah, as long as you have the 13 Wisdom required to multi-class into Cleric to begin with.
I looked at. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I looked at Forge Cleric for a while for the AC on it.
Yeah, I was looking at Cleric. I was very close to doing it.
Which one's the busted cleric? The peace cleric? That one's really busted.
Not the link one.
Yeah, it's like a concentrationless blast, basically.
So Twilight Cleric is largely considered to be pretty busted. And speaking from personal experience, I think a lot of GMs are whiners, but it is extremely good. And so I don't forbid it for many of my games, but there's also a level of course you take this subclass, it's really good. And Peace Domain Cleric can go fuck itself.
And Twilight cleric does give you ridiculous dark vision too.
It does.
Ridiculous dark vision.
But it's also very neat. Peace Cleric, can just run across a battlefield and just heal everyone. Like between the two, Twilight Cleric is definitely like the lesser of two evils. And there is like fun light stuff you can do to counter it. But like Peace Clerics, fuck me, man.
Yeah,
That subclass is nonsense.
It's even better than Bless, isn't it? Because it's like saving throws and attacks and everything. He's good.
Yeah, very good. Far too good, one could argue. But I'm not too worried about that. What other things did people do?
Pretty sure I heard Hargrim yelling at his kids.
Yeah, they won't go to bed. It's we gotta be up early, so they're gonna suffer. It's on them. Other than that, I just took another level of Moon Druid, so I got the 10th level Elemental Wild Shape.
Very nice.
Is that 5th level spells too, or did you already have those?
I already had those. I just got another 5th level slot. I got a cantrip as well. But yeah. And unlock a whole bunch of spells apparently, but it's weird how that. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're fine. I'm just gonna make a stupid comment.
The level up thing is just weird though, like, or whatever it's called, the character mancer.
Oh, was it giving you trouble?
Well, it's like, hey, here's 15 spells you need to pick. Like, oh, okay, fine. And then it's got a list of every fucking spell available. Okay. It'd take me an hour to read through all of them, so I just kind of did some clicking. It is just a hireling after all.
Thankfully, you're a druid, so
Yeah.
if you ever want to change your mind, you absolutely can. About any of your spells? Hey, buddy. I'm a young man here who's like, you're usually eating dinner that I could try to steal.
The prepared thing always fucks with me though. Okay. What do I prepare? good news is I only have 2 wild shapes, right? But I can polymorph myself like 5 times. So technically, I have 7 wild shapes.
Oh. Hey, buddy. Sorry, please excuse my son. My fur child wants to be affectionate.
Things on my bed.
Getting comfy?
Yeah, she sleeps on my pillow, and then I don't have a cold pillow to sleep with at night anymore.
It sounds like that could be nice or annoying depending on the situation.
It's, yeah, a little bit of both. 'Cause when I go to bed, there's a nice warm spot, but then my pillow is also very hot.
I feel that.
You're gonna have to like level up twice.
Not for a little while. Why?
I was just curious. Hasn't been in a higher league for some while, so I was wondering how far behind his character has fallen.
Oh, yeah, no, he shouldn't. He should be. I mean, he'll be lacking this level, but I'm pretty sure he's otherwise up to date. But okay. Your rest goes largely uneventful. You set up tent, camp, and fire, as you normally would. The sounds of the subterranean forest are familiar enough, though just slightly altered. Just a little twisted. To give the impression that something unnatural is present here.
It's time to go.
Uh,
Just kidding.
Didn't we hear something open up over this way?
Dragon was talking about a sister or something.
Another dragon. More high.
Protecting his sister.
And there's more treasure about, we think, too, right?
Yeah, more shiny stuff.
We ready to move out?
That is the rumor.
We don't have any temp HP, right? I should delete.
Yeah, temporary HP reset.
Hey Teddy,
Yes.
Can you put Glade back on the map? For some reason, he's gone.
Let's see about that. No, he's there.
There we go. He disappeared
Not sure.
for a second.
Roll20 doing Roll20 things.
Indeed.
So I would be cautious. You have a feeling that there may be traps and other surprises. Though, in the immediate area, you don't imagine a green dragon of this presence welcoming very much in the way of other potential threats in the way of creatures. But almost all of you, especially Leo, know that creatures are not the only threats the natural world can present to an unwary party.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered this. You might have some Mama Hargrim cookies for temporary hit points.
I don't think we have been back to grab any, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Because we're inside the egg now, aren't we?
Yeah, we pretty much did the pirate ship thing and then went straight to here. I'm gonna. How does this work again? I'm gonna reach into my gray bag of tricks and pull out 3 fuzzy balls.
Right on.
Trap bait.
What are we getting?
That's a good question. I'm supposed to roll something. Yes. What was the roll? Open. D8, right? Yeah. 1d8.
Yes, sir.
That's the first one, which is
A giant elk?
oh, and another one. Polar opposites. And the last one. What is that? A weasel, a giant rat, and a giant elk.
More plans for us to murder and help.
Hey, I'm gonna become the villain soon.
Offer me kneecaps and I shall join you.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just mercy kill all of your victims with pillows. Yeah. His name's the weasel. Weasel. That weaker. You gotta name the elk.
Sorry, the rat's name is Squeakers?
Yeah, yeah. Squeakers, and then the weasel is Squilliam. Squilliam. I don't know why, but that's what I wrote down.
Understood. Might I suggest Elkaminster?
Alchemist, it is. That's the way. added to the list.
Well, the floor is yours, adventuring party.
I'll ask the giant rat to just go ahead and scurry on ahead of us. Keep an eye out for traps.
Die for me.
Wander off ahead.
Glade, can you roll a perception check for me, please?
Yep.
I'll take it. So, the scene will proceed. Glade, you feel a presence just over your shoulder.
Ooh.
Do you look?
Yes.
There appears to be a wormling. No, it's smaller than a wormling. Like almost like a pseudo dragon sized green dragon with the with like the proportions of a wormling, though smaller. And it is green and see-through. And it looks at you and up nods as it's flapping its wings, sort of like keeping it hovering, kind of like over your shoulder. Hey, what's up?
Oh my goodness, you can talk.
Yeah, most of us can.
Oh, that's exciting. Are you hungry? And like pull out a little snack.
For vengeance, maybe. I think we have a misunderstanding.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I mean, in that case, let's be friends, and I'm gonna cast friends on it.
You shot me in the fucking head.
Wait. Whoa.
I think friends is gonna take a bit.
Wait. Is the body still there?
Sure is.
What's left of it?
Wait, wait. Wait.
I just want to say, for the record, as Glade is saying, wait, the rest of you are watching Glade talk to himself.
Oops.
I do that too sometimes.
You are haunted.
Wait, but how are you still here if you're not here? Like, are you like reborn or something? Like, how does this
I mean-
work?
I'm pretty sure I'm a ghost.
Oh.
So
Well,
I wouldn't
that's
worry about that.
exciting.
I guess.
I've never been haunted before.
I never haunted anybody before. Not in this context, anyways. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna stick around for a bit.
Just an asshole on your shoulder.
Well, can I like stab these rations and give it to you? Like killing it for you? Can you eat that?
I don't think so, no.
Oh. Well, worth a try.
I suppose I appreciate the offer.
Well, if you ever get tired, you can always just kind of come perch on my shoulder. That'd be great. Sorry I killed you.
You are assuming a lot about the nature of this relationship. But I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, you're a little ghost dragon. What? No offense, but what possibly could you do?
I guess we'll see. I could be a big ghost dragon, but I figured that'd be inconvenient.
You're probably right.
I was expecting Teddy to say, I guess we'll see. Now make a wisdom save.
Speaking of wisdom saves, how are the rest of you guys doing? Late in the middle of a conversation with nothing. From your guys' perceptions.
Sure, it'll be fine.
I think he needs another nap.
Why don't you just sit on Elkminster there, and, you know, you can keep talking to whoever it is you're talking to.
Oh, I made a new friend. He's kind of a ghost. He's. I think I'll grow on him.
Oh, it's okay. I have friends that don't exist too.
Well, we're all just kind of fucked up, aren't we?
And I'll turn back to the ghost wormling, like, you know, you kind of look like a Fred. We can workshop your name, but I'll call you Fred for now.
I mean, sure. And they do have a point. I could be a poison-induced hallucination.
I mean, you live and you learn.
Lived and you learn. And like gives you like some like claw guns at you, talon guns.
Well, you know, it's at least you have a sense of humor. Didn't kill that, did I? Haha.
I suppose you didn't.
Yeah, and I'll just rejoin the group and continue on my merry way. All right.
Right.
The floor is yours. How do you want to proceed, gang?
I'll send squeakers ahead of us. Just kind of squeak if you see something suspicious.
Well. The passageway is narrow between the gigantic root and the pillar of stone, but not so thick that you can't travel through single file. Even those of you bigger body frame, such as a Leo or Grunt or Elk Minister.
You're fat.
You are a furbolg. I mean, wide shoulders. You're giant kid. Sorry.
Just big bone.
He is
Husky.
descended from giants.
Husky.
And Elkminster, I mean, it's all fur. He's not fat.
I'll just like, it's okay, Thorin. We all come in different shapes and sizes, and sometimes we can choose that size, and sometimes we can't. But it's okay.
That's very well put. I could be bigger.
Time to hit the gym. Squeakers informs you that there is another large route. It looks climbable. Getting over it shouldn't be too much of a problem. It also sees that there is a narrow part of the route that reaches the stone pillar, and across it, Squeaker sees a hole and smells blood and bone, but it's quite old.
Whole bones, whole route we can cross. Sounds not dangerous at all. I'm gonna wander it. I guess the weasel will be with me.
By the way, if you hold down Shift and click multiple tokens you can control, you can highlight all of them at once and move them as a unit.
Shit.
Good
Oh.
box selected.
Look at that.
That way he can throw them all off a cliff at once. You don't have to do it individually.
Brutal, but true.
Just remember, you're stuck in here with me. I'm not stuck in here with you.
How did you go that way?
You can climb over.
I just stepped over the root there.
Ah,
I'll shift a little ahead. You guys can walk in. There you go.
Oh,
You see a large pit. Sorry?
yeah. I was gonna say, is that a real spike pit?
It is a real spike pit. Seems to be quite old, but relatively well maintained, and it looks like it has seen a lot of love, a lot of use over the centuries.
is Fred
The
whispering?
bones.
Does Fred tell me to jump?
Fred doesn't tell you to jump,
Darn.
but do you look at him?
Yeah.
I was thinking of grabbing one of you, flying up as high as I could, and just dropping you down there. Reminds me of the old days. Then I just let you ferment and pickle until you're nice and broken down and just a little bit fetid, and down the gullet you go, like a kebab.
It's a shame. You'll never get to experience that ever again.
There might be some in Dragon Heaven.
That's true. You know, you should move on. Go try that tasty fetid meat.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Glade, give me a perception check. One of the skeletons has a belt with some interesting loot on it. You can't get a real good look from here, but if you navigate the spike pit or find some way to get that belt out of the pit, then it promises some treasure.
Could I use my... Could I, like, make a tightrope situation with my crossbow? Get some rope?
You could. That would require some jury rigging, which would be a Tinker's Tools check or a base intelligence check.
How far away is it?
Are you trying to go down there?
Yeah.
I could probably catapult it back up to us.
Can I just mold earth a ramp down to the bottom?
Yes to all of those for everybody.
Huh. Okay, my question was interesting for that.
Old Earth's a cantrip, so that doesn't cost a spell slot. Mine costs a spell slot.
Hold the earth.
I could see you setting up the tightrope and you're testing it out, and then I just shape the earth down to it. But your idea would have been much cooler, though.
You know, you're not wrong, but I appreciate the practicality and the, work smarter, not harder. And I wasn't too sure about my knots anyway, so you know what, this works.
I had all the faith in you, but just in case.
What strategy are you gonna go with? Oh, I guess since mud is BRB, we'll mold earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you convince the earth to inch along the belt, bringing with it half the skeleton. You find a coin purse that has actual coins in it. 110 Gallifars.
Mhm.
It has a +1 short sword. And a folded up pair of gloves that are still in perfect condition. They look elven in make. Welcome back. They found a pair of magic gloves, +1 short sword, and 110 gold in coin. The gloves are not identified.
Is there like an Arcana roll I could make to see if I know what it is?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check. We know they identify a spell. You can also cast it as a ritual.
I do. That's 10 minutes though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is 10 minutes. Your Arcana is not high enough to identify the gloves, except that they are magical, and when you put them on, they turn invisible
Ooh.
without attuning to them.
Mm.
But you can't imagine. You rolled enough on your Arcana that the gloves becoming invisible are not their primary purpose. So yeah, at this point you would need to rest. Take a rest, or ritually cast Identify.
Well, if we ain't doing nothing else, let's identify it.
These are a pair of gloves of thievery. While wearing them, you gain a +5 bonus to dexterity sleight of hand checks, and a dexterity checks to pick locks. They do not require attunement.
Oh, jeez.
If those aren't rogue bard gloves, I don't know what are.
Right. Yeah. I will take those if no one else wants them.
No, they're rogue bard gloves, but I'm taking them.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, hey, you know what? You can. My sleight of hand is pretty good, so.
After identifying them, you also know that you can make them visible and invisible at will, whoever's wearing them. Because they do look pretty nice.
These are gloves of thievery.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Squelium finds the desiccated corpse of a giant who seems to be trapped beneath the roots of the tree, with mushrooms growing around his withered corpse. Nearby appears to be a larger than a human, but smaller than a giant, maybe a Goliath or Firbolg skeleton is sitting nearby. There are no valuables of note. Squeakers, you come across quite the sight. A giant skull, truly giant, titanic even. Squeakers, you do not understand the implications of a skull this big, but you do know that it is propped against some sort of cave.
Oh my
What happened?
goodness. I just added them. I just added the gloves to my inventory, and my stuff went up.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Sorry.
No, that's fine. There are other skeletons on display. They have the decorations, you figure, lots of plants and flowers growing all over them. Strange creature skeletons that you can't identify because you are a rat.
Hmm.
And you shall inform your master of such, as such.
So
There do. Sorry?
skull. There's a big fucking skull over here.
There is. The skull is kind of propped up, like there isn't a jaw. So the upper part of the skull, and it is propped over top of a cave, and where like the figurative mouth is open, is like the cave entrance, and there are a number of vines that are just kind of like sprawled out around it. Squeakers, you don't have the mental capacity to imagine the truth. That would be evident to all of the humanoid members of the party, which is the sound that you all heard earlier was that this cave was blocked off by those roots and vines and is now laying open. There are also two giant shiny rocks in place of the skull's eyes.
Oh.
The rat cannot tell you the colors because the rat is colorblind,
But
as
he
it is a
knows-
rat.
But he knows they're shiny.
He does indeed.
The giant rats have dark vision. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna tell him to go into the cave. Fuck him.
He smells a whole lot of blood, and he finds what looks like a pool full of a whole lot of blood, and there's a giant stone hand sticking out of it. Beyond that, Squeakers can't really comprehend what else he's seeing, but there's nobody inside from what he can tell.
Looks like it's clear, guys.
It will lead to the next map if you decide you're done with this one.
Sure. I'll put squeakers with everybody else.
Did Glade get any type of sense where the other treasure was? Or just that there was probably more?
Oh yeah. We should look at the shiny eyes on that skull.
Yeah, the kind of what you intuited, Glade, is if you were going to protect a lot of treasure, and you were a dragon of that age, you'd have the good stuff somewhere more secure.
Yeah.
You put your real savings in the safe.
I'd like to examine the eye, the shiny eyes.
Sure. From what you can tell, Leo, they are giant emeralds. Each roughly the size of a human torso, give or take. They are truly massive, perhaps priceless.
You guys want it? We
I would like to. Can I check it for traps?
For sure. That would be an investigation check. The other things you guys notice as you enter this area of the lair is it seems to be a gallery or trophy room or den of sorts. There are two large displays that seem to be set up kind of like you sort of think they would be like topiaries with how they're positioned, right? But they're clearly like their core is like bone. There's a skeleton of a triceratops, but plants and flowers have been like carefully cultivated and growing around the bones in a very like a morbid but aesthetically pleasing way. Similarly, there's the skull of a um, adult red dragon, similarly propped up and having flowers and plants sort of like growing over and through it, um, like abnormally large poppies are like growing out of the eye sockets. Fred says, "I fucking hated that guy, arrogant son of a bitch. When I took him out, I had half a mind to just let his body rot. But you know what? It's good to have reminders of the good things in life.
Very true.
You know,
Very wise.
there's also a rather large and plump bookcase full of all sorts of tomes and scrolls. It would seem like this dragon was a collector and a reader.
I guess I'd like to check out the books. Or I'll wait for Glade's investigation there.
Yeah. I already rolled 12 for traps.
Oh, yes, pardon. So you can identify that from what you can tell, the cave entrance was trapped, and there are traps protecting the eyes, but you didn't roll high enough to determine what the trap does, or how it is triggered. You can just tell that there is an arcane-based trap protecting the eyes from being pried out, and there is there was a magical enchantment tied to the eyes, but that is deactivated.
Okay.
So the only sorry.
Go ahead.
The only trap that's left is sort of like a protection measure against stealing the jewels.
I'll let everyone I'll let Leo know. If you're gonna steal it, just be prepared for consequences.
Oh, I've moved on. There's books.
Okay.
You find a uh, dwarven book of traditional folk songs called Two Autumns. Looks like it's leafed through, but in otherwise good condition. It is written in Dwarvish, and the pages are richly decorated. That book is worth 20 gold.
Swipe.
Ought to be able to really bash a spider with that.
There's a lot you can learn from books.
You find an antiquated bestiary called Thesis on the Children of Myth, Magnificent Creatures. This book gives advice and occasionally battle tactics on a number of different rare cryptid-like monsters. The book is torn and stained badly. Some of the pages are missing. It is a very thick book.
This might come in handy.
It is worth 10 gold.
I'll also swipe that one.
You find a biography called The Collected Notes of the Exorcist, now edited and enlarged. The book appears to be an account of someone's life written by someone else. The book is leafed through, but it is otherwise in good condition. It is written in common. Leafing through it, you find that it is hollowed out and contains a holy item inside. Not a holy item, a holy symbol. Pardon.
It's not the same one that we saw on those candles. Hey, wait, where did those?
It is not. Where did which go?
Where'd those candles go?
I don't know.
Mm. Might have fallen out, or it might be in the buried somewhere. Who knows?
Well, maybe it's just in the portable hole.
Probably. I mean, I am being haunted by a ghost right now, so maybe he took it.
That, yeah, ghosts.
I can't do that. Well, maybe I can, but I haven't done that.
I guess, do I recognize the symbol? It's a religion check, I assume. Oh, I didn't mean to have advantage.
This appears to be the holy symbol of one of the sovereign host. Specifically, the goddess Dol Ara. She is the deity of light. She is associated with the sun and the good aspects of the mortal soul. She is the patron of paladins, diplomats, and all who seek justice, as well as explorers who bring light to dark and forgotten places. Dol Ara oversees all those who fight with wisdom, as well as weapons. She also provides the light needed for the harvest. She is often depicted as a half-elven knight, or occasionally in the oldest depictions as a red dragon or red dragonborn.
Anybody have any interest in this?
Nah.
I'll just put it back, I guess.
There are other books, but there are too many to sift through. The entire collection of books, were you to take them all, would have a total sum of 510 gold.
I was half expecting you to say 510 pounds. I'm like, that's about right.
How much room do I have left in this portable hole? I guess I should probably read that now.
I mean, I can take a few of the books if we want. I got my bag of holding.
Yeah, if you take them, please treat them with care. A lot of those are collector's items. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to have much use for them anymore, but
Yeah, I'll hold on to the dwarven book and the cryptid book, but you can take the rest of them, the 510.
Yeah, I don't want Fred to get bored. 510 books.
seriously, some of those are first editions. This little ghost dragon talking like, please be careful with those if you're going to take them.
I kind of I set up like a library chute that just goes straight into my bag of holding and just like shoo, 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 shoo.
Wow.
What? They're safe.
You want a poltergeist? Because that's how you get a poltergeist.
You know what? Fred, do you want to haunt my bag of holding? There's reading material in there.
When I want to. This is more interesting.
Hmm. I see you don't care very much about your books then.
They're material. My feelings are hurt.
You're a ghost. How do you have feelings? You just have business, not feelings.
Well, maybe I'm not a ghost then.
Hmm.
Who knows? Wiggles his little talons. Although, his form will sort of like shimmer, and he'll change his shape into that of a dashing elven man with these sort of like intricate tattoos on his face. That sort of like make the shape of a stylistic skull. With like long dark hair, and he's sort of like
Is he still small?
no, he's
Darn.
medium sized.
Darn.
He just sort of walks around and like takes a look at all of his stuff for a while.
Hmm. We'll have to hire a mage so you can come back and visit every now and then.
I'm a ghost. Feasibly, I can come back whenever I want.
Oh, I figured you were just bound to me to haunt me forever, so. But if you can
Yeah,
come and go, I mean, more to
I
you.
mean, maybe for ghosts of your people.
That's fair.
Can't help it if dragon ghosts are superior than humanoid ghosts. Looks sort of like checks his nails.
Okay, well, you know, you don't need to show off there, friend.
What would you guys like to do from here?
We got the emeralds or we got the cave, pretty much. Okay.
Emeralds are trapped. Not sure with what, but they are for sure trapped.
Squeakers.
Were you able to determine whether it was arcane or mechanical?
There was an arcane, but it is not active, so just mechanical.
Both traps are arcade.
Just kidding. Both traps are arcane.
Sorry, both traps are arcade. I should have said. That's on me.
Could I try and disarm it?
Yes. The DC is 23.
All right.
I can. I'm proficient with thieves' tools too.
What's your...
I get. Wait, your proficiency. You would get your proficiency bonus plus your stat modifier, right?
Yeah, it's proficiency plus dex for thieves' tools.
But because I have tool expertise, I would have double proficiency plus dex.
Yes.
And Glade gets a +5 because of the gloves.
I get a +5 on top of everything else.
Yeah, because you're wearing those gloves.
Ooh.
The gloves of thievery give you a +5 to sleight of hand and picking lock checks.
Sweet.
However, I'm just tossing this out there. I mean, because with the expertise, you can't bardic inspiration yourself, but you could bardic inspiration me, and I could use flash of genius to make sure we don't miss it.
That is true.
That is
And
true.
either of you can aid the other as well.
Why don't I give you the help action then?
Would you guys like me to detect magic on it just to see what kind of spell it is?
You know, I haven't actually tried to ID the trap. Could I do that before we try to disarm it?
Sure, give it an investigation. And Leo, if you want to detect magic, that's a ritual, right?
Yeah. It should be, yes. Are we sitting here for 10 minutes?
Those are some pretty big freaking
Mhm.
emeralds.
They are big emeralds. If you fail to disarm the trap and try to yank them out without disarming the spells, it will cast Disintegrate.
Oh.
Sounds like a job for Squilliam.
Only I get to sacrifice my friends. I'm also going to move everybody to a safe distance. Good luck.
Yeah, disintegrate's fierce, isn't it? There's like you're dead. There's no coming back from disintegrate.
Yeah, Disintegrate is nasty. Let me pull up. Yes, a creature targeted by the spell must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 10d6 plus 40 force damage. If it leaves the creature with 0 hit points, the target is then disintegrated into ash. Everything it is wearing and carrying except magic items are reduced to a pile of fine gray dust. Only a true resurrection or witch spell could resurrect the creature.
I only have reincarnate, not resurrect. Sorry.
How do these traps work? Like once it goes off, is it gonna load again? Like I'm just saying hypothetically, say we toss Squilliam up there and he gets disintegrated, is it automatically armed again, or is it?
So it when you try to remove the jewel is charged with disintegrate, and physical contact with it, like it doesn't shoot out a ray. Physical contact with it will cause disintegrate on organic creatures. So as long as you're like physically holding it, it will like Raiders of the Lost Ark you.
Does anybody have Dispel Magic?
Nope.
I've got it. I don't have it memmed, but I can learn it real quick.
I do not.
Anybody know what level Disintegrate is? Isn't that like a 6th? It's a high level spell.
It is a 6th level spell.
So even Cancel Magic's going to require a check. It's what, 16, wouldn't it be?
Let me double
6th
check.
level spell.
10 plus the spell's level, so 16, yes.
If it's cast at a 6th level.
Oh yeah, that's true. It can be upcast too, I guess.
Yeah.
I promise you the Green Dragon was not a 9th level spellcaster. I'm good, but I'm big enough of a man.
I don't think squeakers would do much good for us. Sorry. You'll have to sacrifice yourselves.
Yeah, Disintegrate's pretty scary. Or do we have to have the emeralds? I mean, we're pretty rich already.
I don't know. Glade, how much would those be worth, do you think?
I could take the hit. I mean, he'd have to, or I'd have to roll max damage because I've got with my temp, I've got 97. So at max, it's like a hundo. But then I'm low on all that for whatever's down the hole.
Blood and a giant hand. That's what squeakers saw.
So like a night of fisting.
I know. A bad night of fisting, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to pass on the emeralds unless y'all really want them because Disintegrate's scary. Do we know what the DC on disarming it is?
23.
Yeah, I don't think that's worth the risk.
I think we'll be okay.
Well, when you start doing the math, my tools expertise gives me that's 8 plus the Flash of Genius is 12 plus a Bardic is at least 13. So what? I need a 10
With
or higher
and with advantage because I'm helping
and
you.
advantage. And that's the lowest on a Bardic. I mean, that Bardic could be an 8. So I mean, it's 50-50.
I kind of like imagining like in character, like Grunt and Glade like scratching their chins looking at this thing, and Leo's just like, well, what we could do is not touch it, and like these two kind of shifty motherfuckers like, listen, between the two of us, right? Disintegrate's scary, but we have a shot, right? Like, we are professionals.
We are
But,
we are rogues TM. Like this is what we do.
I'll polymorph
You know what?
big.
I think I know what I need to unlock it. Do we have a giant rat?
Hey, right? It still has the charge. If you touch.
I'm willing to go for it. It's a big hit if I don't get it, but I don't think it's gonna kill me. And it's essentially 50-50, right?
I have cure wounds ready to go.
You need to roll higher than a 13.
All right, are we doing this? Are you gonna Bardic me?
I would give you a bardic inspiration.
My Flash of Genius is reactive, so I'm gonna hold it in case I need it,
Understood.
and I can roll that Dex.
Godspeed. It was nice knowing you.
Oh, I get the Bardic.
Is that what you needed? Was that the minimum?
No. He rolled a 6.
Ooh, with Flash of Genius.
And with advantage, because I'm helping you.
Oh yeah.
21.
I see.
Oh, that
That's
Thieves
right, you
Tools
are
is
getting-
an extra 4 too, because it's not. It's my Dex plus proficiency plus double proficiency, so that's 17 plus 8 is 25. Right?
Yeah, you also do have advantage, so you have for shits and giggles. Roll check for crit. Why not?
Oh, just the first one, 12 ski. That wasn't it.
Okay.
Really?
You manage to find the hidden runes. Between the two of you, cast the proper incantations and short out the magical connection between the disintegration curse and the object, and you manage to pluck out one of the giant emeralds.
Glade is just like sweating bullets and like, okay, you know, one's good. One's good.
I mean, we're already halfway there.
It's
Yeah, you might
it's
as
like
well
for those of us who are old enough, you know, like those old like big screen CRTs.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like carrying like a mid-size CRT, right? Like Grunt is just like standing there, kind of bow-legged, just like cradling this thing, like resting it on his chest. Like it's a heavy motherfucker.
Alright, Leo, open your hole.
I will open the hole.
Thank you, backdoor gang. Thursdays are always a treat. You plunk it inside. That emerald is going to be worth a lot of money.
Sweet.
Yeah, you already got one. How you gonna do that?
Hawking it. When you get back, it has a value of 7,500 gold.
Awesome.
You better grab the other one.
What good is that gonna do us though? We can't go back to Fitz or what's his name and do the double con.
Sure,
Bragging rights?
Yeah, we're not. Teddy said we're not stuck in that dungeon either. Our mains, that we'll be able to hit the surface at some point.
Oh yeah, you're right. We just
Yeah.
can't leave
I don't-
Sharn.
It's just
Look,
yeah, you can't leave Sharn.
Ah.
We just pulled a giant emerald out with a DC at 23. Do we really want to push our luck?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't a great spell attached to it.
Listen, I may be a greedy motherfucker, but I know when to quit when I'm ahead.
You got enough HP.
There's
I-
no
I-
way. There's no way you roll lower
As
than
Botan's trying to encourage everybody from as far
Yeah.
away as possible.
Yeah, just about to say.
Just like Palpatine in the corner. Do it.
I'm good. I don't think I want to press my luck and try to get the other one.
You
Okay.
can do it.
Leo, you saw some pretty tasty mushrooms up north.
Oh, really?
Eat them
Oh,
and get high.
Oh, that's a long way up. Oh, That's way up there. Yeah, you know, I could eat.
I could eat. You can make a herbalist kit check or a nature check if you want to try to identify them. There's also other like strange plants up here. It kind of gives you the vibe of a garden.
Do I have an herbalist? I do have an herbalist. I don't know. It uses my proficiency, right? I think it's set up. Who knows? Let's find
Yeah.
out.
Use intelligence or wisdom.
Wisdom, please. Wisma.
Okay. So you identify these mushrooms. They are beneficial mushrooms. You can eat them. Eating them just gives like a basic nutritional value, but there is a mild magical effect. You could dry out and steep these mushrooms and make healing potions out of them. They're in the form of tea, but they are effectively healing potions.
I will harvest them, but I will leave enough for like the spores to make more, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's a number of strange plants. Your 12 was not high enough for you to identify any of these. You don't know what they do, but you are familiar enough with horticulture to know that they aren't here just to be pretty. Looks like that they have purpose. So your instinct is telling you that they each do something. These sort of like lilac-looking herbs over here. These flower fronds, these big, large petaled, speckled flowers, and these sort of like spiny Venus flytrap looking bunches. Your gut tells you that they each have like a sort of alchemical property, but you didn't roll high enough to recall exactly what they do.
Um, I'll just harvest a little of each if I can.
Okay. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, you did find out that the large speckled flower, the petals are poisonous. So you are going to be poisoned for the next hour.
Beautiful.
You immediately vomit.
I'll just look back at the party with a thumbs up, like meant to do that.
Leo's thumb is swollen from where he touched the petal.
I'll you're just my friend is allergic. What'd he touch?
That's a shame. He touched something bad, is what he touched.
Well, obviously.
Maybe you should be messing with other people's shit.
Well, I mean, you're not here to stop us, so the least you could do is inform us. That way
I
we can,
suppose that's true.
that way we know exactly how bad we're gonna be, how much shit we're getting into.
The least I can do is inform you. That's true. Well, ironically, the best way to heal from the skin contact poison from that flower is to roll up the petal and eat it.
Insight check.
He's lying.
Good thing I
You gotta rub it on your genitals.
If it burns, it's working.
It was working before I started.
But yeah, I'll harvest a little bit of everything. Why not?
Okay, give me a quick nature check to try and figure out how to harvest. Okay. You're rolling at disadvantage. You're poisoned.
Oh yeah. Let me do that again. Let's hope for a 2. Oh, never mind.
Okay. You've learned from your mistakes. You might not sure what it does, but you do know that the plant is poisonous, rather potent. So you put on some gloves, you take some extra precautions, and you start harvesting bits of the flower, including some petals, in a way where you don't get surface contact, and you cover your mouth.
Hmm.
So you have parts from a large spotted flower,
I should write these down.
parts from a spiny purple bush, parts from lavender fronds, and parts from a carnivorous bush.
That sounds
not
frightening.
not unlike an ex of mine. Sorry, that was rude. She's a nice lady.
And then the mushrooms. How much of that did I collect?
You gathered enough. Roll 2d4.
Either.
You figure about 4 potions worth of mushrooms are ripe enough and well enough to dry out and be used for that purpose.
Excellent.
You can eat one whole. It will heal 1 HP if eaten raw.
I was hungry before I came over, but after touching that one, I think we'll just avoid that.
Okay. The other plants seem pretty safe to harvest. The carnivorous plants are a bit iffy because they snap at you, but you've been fighting monsters you just fought a dragon, so a flower with teeth is not very intimidating. Okay, do I want to do any other exploration? Shall we proceed through the cave, or will you retreat and return to Shard?
Continue going to the cave.
Oh yeah, we're not going back to Sharn now. We'd go into the cave.
Any voices of opposition? Going once? What was that, Baloo?
Nah, let's go. I cannot spell.
Let's make sure to grab Jimmy.
Carniv.
Oh, maybe check for traps too before you just go running in there.
Get a handful of the swells.
Yeah, look for traps too.
We'll cover those rolls.
Oh, flashbang.
The next time we play.
Never thought I'd be writing down flower parts in my fucking inventory. Here I am. Druid.
And next time we play Hirelings, here's where we'll be at.
You can stop me fight.
In front of what clearly looks to you like a entrance to a temple. And yeah, you smell blood. The blood is wet and fresh. You're not sure if that was done via magic, most likely. And you get a foreboding feeling.
Where are all
Some
where are all my pets?
I'll grab them. All right, hold on. I'll get them.
Where do you think the blood came from?
It's not all the other ones.
None of them were real, so
This is where they went. No. Whoa, too huge.
Whoa.
woo, yes, leave them that size.
I like 'em
Okay, yeah,
big.
you have your rat and your weasel. And I think I'll leave this screen up here, giving you guys the opportunities to poke around if you want on your off time during the week. I'll leave the screen here for now. But yeah, this is a pretty solid place to stop, especially if we go back to A plot for a while. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Anything of that nature that we'd like to talk about before we break it off for the night?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good game, everyone. See you next week.
Gotta agree. I really enjoyed tonight's game.
This is really fun.
So thanks for playing, guys. I'm not sure if I thank you guys enough, but thank you for playing. And I will see you next Thursday if I don't see you sooner.
eBay.
And good night,
night.
everybody.
Right.
Adios.